Prior to the greatness before the cash. Prior to the golds and the prizes. Cristiano Ronaldo persevered through battles that you couldn't envision. What's more, without the dauntlessness of this Ronaldo, we couldn't ever have met this Ronaldo. Since literally nothing alluded to this sort of accomplishment, Cristiano Ronaldo could have never been conceived. His mom considered having a fetus removal, since she previously had 3 kids. What's more, monetarily her home life was so delicate she was unable to take care of another. Her PCP persuaded all her the child Cristiano was eventually brought into the world on February 5, 1985 in Funchal on the island of Madeira. However, he experienced childhood in outrageous neediness with his sibling and 2 sisters. The youngster imparted a little room to Hugo, his oldest kin. The family didn't have anything. I grew up with nothing. We were exceptionally poor. I didn't get toys or presents at Christmas. Cash wasn't the main issue. Jose Dennis, Cristiano's dad, wasn't associated with his child's childhood. He was likewise experiencing a liquor compulsion, and it eventually prompted his passing in 2005. After a growth created in his liver, the little fellow immediately started utilizing football as a departure. He made companions and played with them in the road. He even skipped feasts to invest energy outside. What's more, at 11 his life took an unequivocal turn. His ability grabbed the attention of the best scouts in the country. He joined his #1 club donning Lisbon. Youthful Cristiano was enjoying a truly incredible lifestyle. Yet, the fantasy immediately transformed into a bad dream, since he wound up spending terrible long periods of his life there. No cash, no family, no companions. All he carried with him were 2 things. His ability, obviously. However, over the entirety of his enormous assurance, I needed to leave my family matured 12 to live in Lisbon without help from anyone else. It was undeniably challenging for me. It was the most awful experience of my life. This was the beginning of a long street full of difficulties. At the time, youthful Cristiano was so poor that he needed to ask for food. I lived in Lisbon with other young men. It was troublesome. We were nowhere near our families. I didn't have cash. We were ravenous around 11. We lived close. McDonald's. We requested cheeseburgers and extras from a lady named Edna, tragically battling to fill his stomach was just a little piece of his day-to-day battle. Cristiano succeeded on the pitch, however that was a long way from the case at school. He was bombing scholastically, and at 14, he lost it in Madeira. The highlight is totally different. When he opened his mouth, you didn't have any idea what he was saying, and everybody ridiculed him. One day he tossed a seat at an educator, since everybody was ridiculing him. What's more, she never really halted it. A dull type of provocation which reminded him of his old devils. At the point when he was a youngster, he was ridiculed a part by his colleagues. Some gave him the moniker crybaby, since he would sporadically cry when he was irate. We called him crybaby since he adored to win. That is as yet the case today. In any case, he truly despised losing, and as soon as he lost or somebody didn't pass to him, he'd begin crying. He was removed after the occurrence with his educator. According to the young fellow, school was simply a jail where he was unable to communicate himself unreservedly. One thing was clear. He didn't have a spot someplace like that. He was persuaded that the, as it were, place he should have been was the football pitch the high schooler needed to devote his life to the wonderful game. So he didn't get down on himself. His mom went with the choice to leave all that and moved to the State House with him. From that point on, the young fellow picked himself up. In any case, there was still quite far to go. He fashioned a person and a mindset of steel. From that second on, not entirely set in stone to succeed. What's more, buckle down extremely hard. The youngster from Madero needed to demonstrate that he could succeed. What's more, acknowledged one thing: you're not the best when you trust you are, however, when you know it. Cristiano looked for ways of hanging out in his own group. I was 16, he simply turned 15. The first memory I have of him is in the shower. He was doing sit-ups and testing. Everybody, I'll accomplish more than you. I was dazzled the absolute first time I saw him on the pitch. The unit didn't simply show that he knew instructions to play football. He ensured his partners saw all of his capacity, with one point having an effect. He was unique in relation to the others. What stamped me the most was his attitude. As of now, at this age, I was seeing him work harder than the others. He needed to be more grounded, to go quicker, to be awesome. There was no question that Cristiano Ronaldo would become perfect. He would influence the game. Be that as it may, while every one of his endeavors appeared to be at last paying off, specialists found that he showed some care. Anomaly. An issue that might have addressed a hazard and put an end to his fantasy, and without a fast mediation, CR7 couldn't ever have existed. Very still. His heart beat too quick. I was in Madeira at the point when I found out. I quickly gave my consent for a laser system. We were all miserable and engrossed in light of the fact that there was a gamble that he'd need to stop football. In the end, everything worked out in a good way. Yet again, Cristiano Ronaldo, defeated in snag set in his manner. Was he at long last out of the passage? The young fellow continued to work, and with a great deal of assurance. The fact that all his penances makes him convinced would pay off. Furthermore, every individual who crossed his way knew what might occur. The youngster from Madeira's prosperity was only an issue of time. His exhibitions at the instructional hub were generally persuading. Furthermore, at 17 years of age, Dawning's mentor offered him a chance with the Stars. In 2003, he endorsed from Manchester, joined together. Furthermore, his profession took off. We as a whole know what occurred straight away. Many objectives, many prizes. Cristiano Ronaldo is a remarkable individual. The Portuguese player keeps on astounding the world, notwithstanding his age. The fact that you makes him the ideal model. Ought to never surrender. Also, we the football fans need to respect his lifespan. Lifespan, which is the consequence of a daily existence brimming with penances. He denied himself of such countless things to taste triumph in a battle that is never simple to win, a battle against life. Also, its awful treacheries. Put his ability and his assurance to one side. Cristiano Ronaldo had nothing to assist him with succeeding. Achievement can some of the time hang by a danger. Cristiano did anyway demonstrate to the whole world that, notwithstanding your starting points, or then again your social class, accomplishing your dreams is conceivable. The Portuguese player is genuinely enthusiastic. He's passing all his information and values on to his child, Cristiano Jr., and assuming that you learn a certain something from this man, it's that you ought to never fail to focus on Your objectives.
Careful with your pretty eyes and run with me, yeah. 'Cause you and I are a secret. Feel my drift against your skin. 'Cause honestly, let's hold our breath. This is so real. Just you and me, let's escape, girl, tonight. Careful with your pretty eyes and run with me, yeah. 'Cause you and I are a secret. Feel my drift against your skin. 'Cause honestly, let's hold our breath. This is so real. Just you and me, let's escape, girl, tonight. Careful with your pretty eyes and run with me, yeah. 'Cause you and I are a secret. Feel my drift against your skin. 'Cause honestly, let's hold our breath. This is so real. Just you and me, let's escape, girl, tonight.